wanted to make this video because I just keep watching the address from Prime Minister Trudeau. And I have to say, as a Canadian who has been law-abiding all my life, who has paid all my taxes, who's been a good, kind, upstanding citizen, who's raised children in this country, who's loving, kind to my neighbors, has an amazing family, contributes to society. And the way he spoke tonight was so disgusting to me, really, that any prime minister should turn on its citizens like that. He focused on a few people who were doing unacceptable things, flew some flags, crime, hate flags, and they put a flag and a peace rally sign on a monument there. And so he focused all of that on everybody, on the tens of thousands, on the hundreds of thousands of Canadians who've come to be heard. They have come to have their voices heard. He is not listening. He hasn't listened. And they have shown up because they stand for choice, for freedom, for consent, for truth. And I almost feel like, how dare he turn around and lump them in with a few people who need to be held responsible and accountable for their own actions. This group of trucking protesters and all Canadians who have supported it are good people. They're law-abiding. They're kind. You should see the vibe. People dancing, people feeding people pitching together, handing out sandwiches, like cleaning up after themselves, picking up after the garbage, making sure emergency exit lanes are open at all times, helping people in crowds. These people are good people. They're Canadians. They're true patriots. They are Canadians, and they have been all their life. They have chosen, not even all of them, some of them who are the word, have chosen not to put something in their body that they don't agree with the risks of it. They have chosen for a moral or a physical or an ethical reason not to do it. And that is why he's turned on them. The other people have done it. They've complied. They've listened to him. They've done everything they said, but they don't agree with mandating and having the government tell and dictate to people what they should and what they shouldn't put in their body. Having him stand up there and tell people that they're basically un-Canadian if they support this movement. They're un-Canadian if they question, if they stand up for the informed consent, their own right to choose, that they're un-Canadian. That is just the most horrible speech I could ever imagine a prime minister delivering to his citizens, filling the rest of the people with fear. And talk about misinformation. That is not the vibe of this protest. Most people are good people. They are caring. They are loving. They are spreading unity. This is a unified, it's a very loving, peaceful protest. It is spreading misinformation to misrepresent it in such a terrible way and focus on the very, very few minute things that maybe aren't even from the people in this protest. Maybe they're plants. Who knows where they came from? But there's so few that it certainly isn't even, it's crazy that that's what he focused on. The other thing is he has the illness. He has been triple V'd. He wears masks everywhere he goes, and he has it. So it doesn't work. These V's don't work. They don't work. He's proof in case. He's home, isolating, hiding. I'm not going to call him out and say whether that's a lie or not, whether he just doesn't want to face this. Maybe he legitimately does have the big C. But then doesn't it stand to reason that the very thing he's trying to mandate and tell everybody to get doesn't work? So it's time to drop the mandates, to unite your country, to stop calling people un-Canadian who've paid taxes their entire life, who are good citizens, who do not deserve to be treated like this by their prime minister. I find it appalling, disgusting, and almost unforgivable that he would turn on a group of his own citizens who want to be heard. When he stood up for peaceful protests around the world in the past, when he shipped in at taxpayers' expenses food and money to help people in India and other countries continue to stand for their own freedoms and rights and help them. Not only is he not helping these Canadians, and he's helped tons of other foreigners when it's for his own political gain to stand up and to continue peacefully protesting so that their voices have been heard. He has turned on an entire segment of the Canadian population. He's turned on them. He's called them un-Canadian. He's practically called them domestic terrorists. He isn't letting people decide for themselves. He's not hearing people who are not happy with this. And as long as we go along with everything he says, then we're Canadian. But if we question, if we don't agree with it, we're un-Canadian. Well, I don't agree with that. I think all of these people at the rally, honestly, have showed more true Canadian patriotic spirit, love, peace, togetherness than I think they're more Canadian than he will ever be. That's how I feel. I support this movement. I support the truckers. I support peace, truth. We cannot censor things anymore. I support truth. I support consent, choice. Nobody is taking liability for these Vs. Nobody is talking about the damages. Nobody's talking about the injuries. Nobody's talking about the fact that they don't work. It's all about go out and get them, go out and get them. And if you argue with that, if you don't agree with that, you're un-Canadian. You should be censored. I honestly can't believe this is Canada. I'm having a hard time believing that I've, been a citizen here my entire life. And this is what it's come to. I'm astounded. I'm dumbfounded. I'm disgusted. I'm appalled. And I'm hoping to send him some love, some grace, some compassion even, because I know he's under a lot of pressure. I know it's hard to be wrong. I know it's hard on your ego. It's hard on everything. But I wish him some grace as he looks inside. It's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late to hear your people, to say when you were wrong, to apologize to them, to end mandates that are making people unhappy, uncomfortable, that people don't want. It's never too late to do the right thing. And it's never too late to apologize to your citizens for calling them un-Canadian. So if you're listening, Justin Trudeau, and I know you won't be, please do the right thing. Apologize to your citizens or step down, because this isn't what Canada is all about. And you represent all of us, not just the ones who listen to you, not just the ones who are following all your advice. You represent all of us. It's time to start acting that way.